I want to welcome you to another show of RDS Talks. I'm here with founder and CEO of RDS Team, Gustavo Hermida.
Hi,
Gustavo, how
good
are you
morning.
today?
I'm doing great, Jack. How are you doing?
Doing great, doing great. Um, well, first of all, I want to just talk about something that businesses and people are really struggling with. And I read in, I believe it's the Washington Journal, that the spike in COVID is kind of going up in a lot of states again. And I know that you guys are doing business mainly in Florida, but you guys have clients all across our nation. How has COVID-19 affected you, your business, and some of the business partners that you have in relationships, and what's your thoughts on it?
Well, thank you for that question. Obviously, it's such a sensitive matter. Um, and what I think what happens with COVID is sometimes we become, we read numbers and it becomes numbers, but when it touches you personally, those numbers take a completely new meaning. I have one of my children, adult children, but who's a nurse, during the course of doing his job, was became contagious with COVID, and this is a 34-year-old man that unfortunately ended up spending 9 days in the hospital, and we were a
Wow.
nervous wreck. So when you have that kind of experience, it really puts COVID into perspective. And recently, just last week, I heard that my brother, which lives in Argentina, also was infected. He was in the hospital. So here I am, is surrounding us everywhere, and this is such a world event. We're obviously very concerned about not only the impact that it takes into our families, the impact that it takes into our employees. We provide the highest level of protection for our employees when they go into an account, so that they can protect themselves and be respectful and protect others while they're doing their job. But we talk to customers all the time, and customers are really conveying to us how they're adjusting to these difficult times. All of this have financial implications, as you can only imagine.
Yeah,
Business being affected, businesses have slowed down. And I think that's one of the reasons why we feel that we have a very unique offering to the market that kind of recognizes that things are not always going to be perfect, and there may be times where you need to make adjustments. And our flexible solution, our flexible leases, kind of address that market, because you can be in, you need a piece of equipment or an agreement, and you make plans, but something like COVID comes along in the middle of it, and you need to revise your plans. And we're a company that have in our portfolio solutions that are flexible, so that you can revise a plan.
that's great. That's great. And so basically, customers are able to upsize, downsize, um, and if need be, I mean, right, because those are monthly plans. If they need to, maybe even pause. 'Cause I don't think most businesses want to stop services when
Right.
it comes to their um, copiers and printers.
Sure.
A lot of times, maybe they need to go through a pause, or maybe even, I think a lot of times they just need to downsize to something maybe like a desktop MFP. Uh, but then if they begin to grow again and the market changes, which I think it's going to change again, obviously, as we get a vaccine and get more control of this virus, as humanity has done in the past, then they can upsize. And how does that process work? I mean, do they have to do it online, or do they work with their account rep? How do they go about trying to solve some of these problems?
Well, I always say that everything is about a relationship, and it's a question of really conveying to us. So if a customer is experiencing a need to make some adjustments, the adjustments could be many, varied. We've helped customers that stopped going to the office. They were working from home. So what we did is we provided them equipment for the different home offices so that they can maintain the same levels of efficiency, even though they were not in the central office. Okay, so we've done that. Okay, in some cases, we've spoken to customers that because they had closed their offices for a period of time, working from home, we helped them put bills on hold, okay, and plans on hold until things get back. And of course, there's been a bit of reopening. People are going back to their offices now, and we are rekindling the plans as they were previous. There is really not one set formula. Every case is unique, and it begins with communication. So what we ask is, call us, tell us what your situation is. Let's come up with a plan that is flexible, that works for the both of us. But we feel that at least we are open to do things like this, where other companies may be just very firm in their contractual agreements and not recognize that.
Yeah, there's so many different variables. So your strength is that personal approach, and to do good business in a pandemic like this, you need a strong personal approach that can come up with creative solutions. So good. Well, we're going to be back with, and we're going to talk a little bit about an exciting product that you have.
Okay, thank you.
And I'm excited about that conversation that I think could help people in the midst of this COVID too. So